Hey there friends, I am sorry I can't be with you today, but I have tried to leave the coolest guest teacher lesson ever. You're going to create your own awesome fun physics game using the Fun Physics Simulator. To get started, simply double click on the MT Tools folder just like we always do, and then go to the blank file and load it. When you finish today, you will need to create a screenshot. Remember that we do our screenshots using DuckLink, and you simply grab it and turn it in when you're done. I'm going to cancel because of course I'm not finished, but I just want to remind you to remind your neighbors to make sure they give me a screenshot of their finished project. Also make sure that you save your project. So right now I'm going to click File, and I'm going to name my scene. So when I hit save, instead of blank, I'm going to put game MDH, and then I'm going to put the name Mr. Harmon, or you're going to put your name and who made yours. And I've probably done this a few times, so I'm going to put 2019 so I can keep track of when it was made. So before you start, I want you to roll out until you can see the 10-meter mark down here on the bottom. That gives you enough space to actually build something that's going to be fun. Remember, you can grab the sky and move it down. I showed you approximately 15 games yesterday that you can build off of. I'll also walk you through creating a game so that you can just follow my video if you don't feel like creating your own awesome solution. My game is going to be a sweet maze. I am going to start with the brush tool, and I'm going to take that brush and make it all the way down to 0.2 so it's nice and small. I want multi-draw on so I can continue to make pieces awesome. And I'm going to start with a piece up here in the sky for where my game is going to start. Remember, if you hold shift, you can draw straight lines. If you just squiggle, you can do whatever you want. If you don't like the piece you drew, you can do undo. I'm going to make this piece up here the start of my maze, and I'm going to attach it. I'm also going to show you the idea of the plan. I'm going to have this little object be the ball that is in control, and I want to give it a geometry controller with the arrow keys. If you wanted to make it a two-player game, you could just do a controller for the other person with the ASWD, and then find a speed that you think is good. I'm going to change mine to 13, and then I'm just going to hit play to see how well it drives. That syncs pretty hard. I'm going to change it to 14 so I've got a little bit more control. So I'm going to simply pause that world, and then I'm going to switch to the move tool, and I'm going to put that ball up top. And now I'm going to continue making my maze. So I move back to the brush tool, and I'm going to demand that they go this way. I am holding shift to draw a line. If you want to keep them the same color, you can go through and do that. I'm a little bit flexible, and I'm just making an awesome maze that goes through the whole project using this cool trick where you just draw and connect and move them across. You could have invisible barriers. You can add killers. Real quickly, I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to make a killer right here. Remember, all of these pieces need to be attached. So I'm just clicking and putting the little X's to hold them. My little killer, I'm going to attach him right here. And then to make this piece a killer, I'm going to let people know it's a killer by making it red. Set the saturation all the way over. Set the value all the way over. And then I'm going to choose the material, and I want to make it a killer with one easy click. Real quickly, I'm going to move to the top here and make an instruction box. Remember, to do that, you simply click the box, choose the appearance, and in the box text, add the words that you want. So I'm going to put drive the ball to the end. And then you could write the word end out there with scribble. To make it show up, you simply need to drag the text scale, and when you finally get it to the right size, you'll be able to see your words, and you can keep adjusting until it fills in everything just the way you want. If you want your text to be a different color, do the same tricks where you drag it across. I'm going to say this one more time. I do not want to finish this for you, so I'm just going to show you things. Right here, I drew a rectangle or a square, and I rotated it, and then I'm going to make it annoying by changing its restitution. If I change this from 0.5 to 2.5, when anybody runs into it, it'll bounce them off the wall. I could make them bounce into a killer. You can make all kinds of evil things in your awesome maze, or use these same tricks in any maze you make. You can also make things that spin. If you go to the gear menu and you drop a gear out here, if you make that gear a motor, it will just spin when you hit play. The ball's going to fall and that's going to fall. Oops, I'm going to go back and attach that quick. Remember, you attach it by simply hitting an X. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to give the ball a platform to sit on until it goes as well. These are just little things that you can do to make your game more playable for the people that use it. Because I have multi-draw on, I can make that little part that just keeps it from falling off while it waits for the person to start. Now if I hit play, those parts don't go anywhere silly. I can go down here, I'm going to pause again, and I could add just a little piece of chain that hangs off this. I'll add a second one really quick. Just remember, after you create that, you need to go down to the little part and you need to get rid of the last little hinge. So I click that and press the delete key. I'm going to click this last little piece and press the delete key. And now I would have a crazy spinning part that could also be a nuisance as people tried to get to the end of my awesome maze. I'm going to say it for the third time. Make sure you and your neighbors all give me a screenshot. Make sure you're great for the guest teacher. If you happen to miss the day before and you didn't see all the cool things other kids made, let me show you quickly how to get to those. I am going to hit File Save so I don't lose what I've built. I've got my name. It's going to say, do you want to replace it? And I am going to replace mine. And then when we close Phun, it was go to Empty Tools and then Journals. And then you have to find yesterday's date. Now this year, it was 4/25/19 that I gave the Best of Phun projects. There are 4 cool ones in here that students made. And then if you go back to the Best of Phun Kids game, there are 10 games in here that you can check out and see just how awesome the projects were that other kids made. If you make something that's as awesome as these, we will also add yours to the list. Make sure when you go in, you read the directions. You need to switch to the hand tool, and you need to grab one of the balls. And when you bring it up and put it in the launcher, on this side, the little launcher is aimed using the ASWD keys. And now I'm going to pull it back, and let's see what kind of launch I can get this time. There we go. And then you have to right-click drag to see where it's going. But hopefully, I'm going to hit one of these towers. Although I hit it so high, it might actually go over top. They do bounce off the walls, so it is quite fun. And then over here, you do the same thing, but this one is controlled using the arrow keys to aim it. Boom! I did take out one of his towers. Let's switch and see what else there is. Another awesome one is air hockey. Hopefully these give you ideas so you can make something as awesome as these kids did, and we can use them in other years. This one is controlled with the ASWD and arrow keys, and you can see it is simple but unbelievably fun. Alrighty friends, so make sure you are awesome for the guest teacher. Help the other kids beside you make good choices as well. Make sure you give me a screenshot. I gotta see a screenshot of your attempt. You don't have to have a perfect game, but you have to have something that you created. If your time after that is spent using these other people's games, that is fantastic. Just make sure you're doing a good job of working hard and coming up with cool stuff in the Phun Physics Simulator. Friends, if you found this useful, please hit that like button. If you've got a question, comment, or suggestion, please add it down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button. And last but not least, hit the notification bell if you want to be the first to know when there's a brand new movie from me, HLModTech. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.